Let's go over your gastrostomy tube or G-tube. Knowing what the parts are called can be really helpful when you're trying to troubleshoot a problem with the tube. First, it's important to understand where the G-tube is placed in the GI tract. Notice in this diagram that a balloon anchors the tube in place in the stomach, while the top of the G-tube anchors it on the skin. Let's go over the key supplies that come with a G-tube. There is a syringe, which you use to fill and check the amount of fluid in the balloon. There is the G-tube itself. There are two kinds of extensions. The right angle extension is for giving formula slowly over hours using an electronic pump. The bolus extension is used to give formula more quickly. Indeed, the right angle extension has a right angle where it connects to the G-tube and the bolus extension connector is straight. G-tubes have a few different names. The official term is gastrostomy tube, from the Latin gastro or stomach, and ostomy or hole. Here is a G-tube that is properly placed in a mannequin. During your teaching, you have learned how to do this tic-tac-toe taping pointed out by the arrows, but it is always a good idea to see it again, because it really does help to decrease tube dislodgement or site irritation from tube movement. Let's look at a few close-up views of the G-tube. Again, when you're troubleshooting at home, it is so helpful to share a common language when describing problems with the tube. The balloon port is where you fill and check the volume of water in the balloon. The feeding port is where you connect the extension tubing to administer fluids or formula. The tab closure keeps the port clean when tube is not being used. The shaft goes from skin into the stomach, and finally, there is the balloon, which when inflated rests against the stomach wall inside. This is the top view of the G-tube with the tab closure opened. Notice the letters and numbers to the left of the tab closure arrow. These numbers refer to the particular size of the G-tube. It is important to know your G-tube size when you are troubleshooting problems with the G-tube. Now let's practice identifying the parts of the G-tube by playing a matching game. The goal is to match the term with the part it represents. Good luck!